Proportion problem solving. I can solve real-world problems using proportions. So let's write review and draw our line down. We're going to look at 2 to 5 is the same as 12 to something. So we ask ourselves, how did we go from 2 to 12? Well, we times by 6. 2 times 6 is 12. So whatever we do to the top, we do to the bottom. 5 times 6 is 30. 2 to 5 is the same as 12 is to 30. So here's another one. 5 to 25 is the same as 4 over x. Let's solve for x. How did we go from 5 to 4? Well, we can't. So then we need to look to divide. To simplify. What can go into 5 that can also go into 25? Well, 5 can. So we get 1/5. Now, 1 times 4 is 4. So 5 times 4 is 20. 1 to 5 is the same as 5 to 25, which is the same as 4 to 20. So now let's look at these that do not go in nicely. 3 to 4 is the same as x over 18. 4 to 18. 4 does not go into 18, so we look to simplify. This is already simplified. So now we have to ask ourselves, well, 4 to 18, it's going from a smaller number to a bigger number, so I know I'm going to multiply. In order to figure out what I multiply, I must divide. So 18 divided by 4 would give me 4.5. I can check this. 4 times 4.5 gives me 18. So whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. So 3 times 4.5 would give me 13.5. So 3 to 4 is the same as 13.5 to 18. All right, let's look at the next one. Remember to always start on the side that has both the numerator and the denominator. So in this case, looks like we're going to go backwards. So how did you go from 3 to 11? You can't. So I know I'm going to multiply because I'm going from smaller to bigger. I can't simplify. So again, I take 11 divided by 3, and I get 3.6 repeating. So it means I need to take 2 times 3.6 repeating. Remember when you put that in your calculator to type in 3.6666666 as far as you can, so you get the full repeating times 2. When you do that, you get 7.3 repeating. 7.3 repeating to 11 is the same as 2 to 3. All right, last one. I always start on the side that has both the numerator and the denominator. So in this case, I'm going from 11 to 4. Now, 11 can't go into 4, or 4 can't go into 11. So can I simplify? The answer is no. So I need to look at here. I'm going from a bigger number to a smaller number, so I know I'm going to divide. To figure out how much I divided by, you still divide. 11 divided by 4 is 2.75. So to check that, you can type in your calculator 11, the divide sign, 2.75, and you will get 4. So now I take 12 divided by 2.75, and I get 4.36, and the 3 and the 6 repeat. All right, so let's take a look at some word problems here. I want you to get these in your notebooks. Using proportions. Number 1, the first thing we're going to do is find the labels. This is what we're looking at, is what's being compared. 2, we're going to set up our proportion, and our labels must match. 3, we're finally going to solve our proportion. So let's take a look at this first one. It says, 5 buses leave on a field trip. There are 45 students per bus. About how many students are on the buses? Well, this is the sentence right here. There's usually one in a sentence that shows a comparison. 45 students per bus. So we're comparing the students to the number of buses. So now I need to set up my proportion. I'm going to have students over buses, students over buses. My labels must match. I could have said buses and students, but then I would need buses and students. Now, it says 45 students per bus. So I'd have 45 students per bus means one bus. If there's no number in there, you can stick in the 1. How many students are on? That's what I'm trying to find. How many students are on? That's my missing number on the 5 buses. So now I use my proportional reasoning. 1 times 5 gives me 5. So 45 times 5 would give me 225 students would be on the 5 buses. All right, let's read the next one. Postcards cost $2.45 for 5 cards. How much will 13 cards cost? Well, right here, you will always find a sentence that compares 2 things. In this case, it's money, the $2.45, to the cards. So I'm going to set up my proportion. Money to the cards. Money to the cards. So I have $2.45 for 5 cards. And I need to get 13 cards. So now, 5 to 13, that doesn't go in nice, so I need to look to simplify. Well, they both end in 5, so I know 5 goes into both of them. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5 divided by, so I type 2.45 divided by 5 in my calculator, and I would get 0.49 or 49 cents. So it's going to cost me 49 cents for every 1 card. Now I want to know how many 13 cards there are, so I'm going to times by 13. And whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top, times 13, which would give me $6.37. So for 13 cards, it's going to cost $6.37. Now I need you to open up the worksheet, which will look like this when we're done here. You can do the worksheet right in your notebook, but I'm going to do the first 2. We're going to do the first 2 together. 1. Sam raked 3 bags of leaves in 16 minutes. If he continues to work at the same rate, how long will it take him to rake 5 bags? Here's your sentence. He rakes 3 bags of leaves in 16 minutes. There's always a sentence that shows the comparison. So we'd have bags over minutes, bags over minutes. He can do 3 bags in 16 minutes. How long will it take him to rake 5 bags? So 3 to 5, it doesn't go in nice, so I simplify. This can't be simplified, so I know I'm going from a smaller to bigger. 3 times something gives me 5, so I have to take 5 divided by 3, and that gets me 1.6 repeating. So 16 times 1.666666, or 6 repeating, gets me 26.6 repeating minutes. Well, let's think about that. If I want to know how many minutes is it going to take, about how many minutes that is that? Well, that would make it round up to 27 minutes. So we always have to think in real world now when we give our answers. All right, I want you to stop the video and try number 2. Turn it back on when you're ready to see how it's solved. All right, welcome back. Amy earned $25 after babysitting for 3 hours. If she always charges the same rate, how much will she make after working for 7 hours? Here is my comparison. Always it's in a sentence. $25 and hours. $25 or in hours. My labels match. So she did $25 in 3 hours. How much will she do in 7? Well, 3 and 7 do not go in nice. I cannot simplify, so I take 7 divided by 3, and that gets me 2.3 repeating. So now I need to take 25 times 2.3 repeating. And I get 58.3 repeating. Can I have money? Do we ever walk around and saying, I have $58.33 repeating? You got to think about, this is 58.333333, and it goes on forever. Well, here's our hundreds place for money. So this number would tell this number what to do. And in this case, it would stay the same, so I had $58.33. All right, you can go ahead and finish the worksheet.